Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with a great Class A diesel motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. Got a very nice and clean older motorhome today. This is a Holiday Rambler Endeavor, a 1998 model. The model number is a 37 CDS. 37 feet long, and I apologize, folks. I know it says 34 foot on the windshield, but the guy that writes on our windshields, when he has several of them to do, sometimes he has to guess on the length of it. But the rest of the information is correct. It's a nice older motorhome, folks. Got it from an owner. We drove it up here about 450, 500 some odd miles. It did great. It's got that 5.9 liter inline six, 275 horsepower Cummins. ISB Cummins, got 660 pound-feet of torque. It towed we got one of our tow vehicles is a Honda Element. It towed it just fine, all the way back, almost 500 miles. Got a 6-speed Allison transmission. This 1998 is on a Frieghtliner XC chassis, not a Roadmaster, so you don't have those airbag recalls like you have to worry about on a Roadmaster. This is a Frieghtliner. You know, these Holiday Ramblers, folks, especially back then, are a very, very nice motorhomes. Got an upgrade 7,500 watt diesel Onan RV generator. I've got the motorhome running. I've got the generator running, powering everything up inside. Now, this is an older motorhome, folks. It may not be for everyone, but let me tell you something. Right now, there's a huge nationwide shortage of used RVs that are in great condition. Especially in a diesel motorhome. I'm buying every diesel I can find. I don't care how old it is. If it meets our criteria for condition and how clean it is that we can resell to our customers, we'll buy it in a diesel. And that's why if you look back through a lot of my videos here in the last 2 or 3 months, you see a lot less diesel Class A's that I'm posting online compared to this time last year. That's because they're just simply not out there, folks. The economy's up right now. People are buying motorhomes that couldn't afford to buy them a year or 2 or 5 years ago, and of course they're buying used over new, because who wants to spend 300 grand on a new diesel when you can buy this one? Got to do everything a new diesel will do for less than 35 grand. As we're looking around, folks, let me point out some features about the Holiday Rambler. Of course, they invented the aluminum frame back in the 70s. They have a peaked aluminum roof. So you've got very little maintenance up there. Notice the siding on this motorhome, how shiny and bright it is. This is not fiberglass. This is actually a laminated aluminum skin, a smooth skin, kind of like on a cargo trailer, but just a little bit nicer. The advantages of that is, notice the rivets. This is riveted on instead of glued on. You've got rivets here, rivets down here, here, but this is just in the slide out. The advantage of that is the striping, the finish stays brighter, longer, and you don't have the delamination issues like you do with fiberglass. As many of you know, when fiberglass sets for several years, especially if it's exposed to the elements, the glue loses cohesion, starts causing bubbles, and bubbles is called delamination. It looks awful, and there's really no way to fix it. You can improve the looks of it, but you'll never get rid of it once one starts delaminating. And because this is riveted on instead of glued on, you don't have that issue. Tires look great. Looking around the motorhome, folks, got hydraulic leveling jacks, got the slide topper, hitch, got air brakes, air suspension. Folks, even the dash air still functions on this motorhome. Well cared for, nice motorhome. Full heated basement storage, 10-gallon DSI water heater. I mean, just a good looking old motorhome, folks, and for what it's priced, it's really clean. Now, is it brand new? Of course not. It's almost 20 years old, folks. Treat it like you would buying a 19-year-old used car or a 19-year-old used pickup truck or SUV or van. But you got to look at what this thing costs new. The Endeavor is pretty high up on the Holiday lineup, and back then, I'm not trying to sound like an old man or nothing, but they don't make them like they used to in many ways. I know the technology may have improved as far as the electronics in them and the options, but the construction methods, of course, they don't put that laminated skin on them anymore. They don't put that peaked aluminum roof on them anymore. I mean, and even though they've doubled in price since this one was new compared to 2018, the 1998 model is in my opinion a better built motorhome than a newer one. Let's look inside. Inside, folks, it's clean. Like I said, the dash air is cold, which is, I've got a motorhome that's a 2008 model that I spent almost 3 times this amount of money on. My dash air never worked. We're blowing 36, 35 degrees at idle. It'll actually get colder as you drive it down the road. Seats look phenomenal. The carpet we had replaced in the front. It's got real hardwood floors throughout the rest of the RV, which you'll like. Let's shut this door here. Now, of course, folks, that dash air, something you really don't need. I mean, if you expect that dash air to cool this motorhome, that's the equivalent of putting a single ice cube in a 400-degree oven, expecting that single ice cube to cool that oven down. It ain't going to work. As a matter of fact, you're better off running your generator, running your roof airs. Up here in the front, it's got a 6-speed push-button Allison automatic. Backup camera works great. Sometime over the last 19 years, somebody has taken the original TV out and put in this huge HD TV. But when you're sitting down, it doesn't block your view, so just consider it a built-in sun visor. Let me go ahead and point out one thing, folks. And let me go ahead and tell you, I don't have to disclose this to you because this thing's over 10 years old. I don't have to disclose this. But folks, we haven't been in business for 50 years and selling almost 600 units a year by disguising the truth or omitting the truth or lying, whatever you want to call it. This motorhome does have a mileage discrepancy. It's got a not actual mileage title. It shows 10,000 miles, which you know that's not true. Anything over 10 years old in the state of Georgia is sold mileage exempt. Anyway, that means that the dealer cannot guarantee the mileage, and that's the law in Georgia. Whether we like it or not, a dealer is not responsible for mileage on any vehicles over 10 years old being accurate. But I want to tell this to you, I did pull a Carfax on it. 2012, and I'm just speculating on this because I don't believe it's true. I believe it's a clerical error. In 2012, the previous owner titled this thing. It had 207,000 miles on it. And folks, I'm looked at this motorhome. You're looking at the video. Does this look like a anywhere close to a 200,000 mile motorhome? I don't think so. And we drove it 500 miles. There's no check engine lights on the dash. Of course, it's a diesel. So even if it was true, folks, it's still got years and years of life left to it. But I'm making you aware of it, that the mileage says not actual miles on the title. Not going to affect the thing. It hasn't stopped the previous owners from enjoying this motorhome in the last 6 years since that was reported in 2012, and enjoying it and using it in the last 6 years. Hasn't stopped them or slowed them down one bit. It's not going to stop you or slow you down either unless you want it to. I mean, it's still the same motorhome. It still is what it is. And like I said, I don't have to disclose that, but folks, I try to be as honest as I possibly can. I don't want you coming up here and getting any surprises before, during, or after the sale, folks. So before you pass judgment, if you're interested in one in this price range, come up, test drive this motorhome, and see for yourself how well this thing rides and drives. I mean, I seriously would bet a whole year's pay that that's not the accurate miles on it, 200,000 miles. I don't see how. But the dash air works, no check engine lights, got tilt cruise, heated power mirrors, air brakes, air suspension, got the air dump, got the exhaust brake, 7500 diesel generator that runs great, and just like the diesel motor, you can virtually never wear them out. That's the benefit of diesel over gas, is you get a motor that will outlast 3 or 4 gas engines. It's a longevity, folks. It's a Frieghtliner chassis, Cummins diesel, and much more. So as far as the mileage issue, folks, if you know, that's all the information I have on it. I'm more than happy to send you over a copy of the Carfax. You can judge it for yourself. Come look at it. Come drive it. It still is what it is, which is in a phenomenally nice 1998 Holiday Rambler Endeavor. And that's not going to change that, no matter what the title says, no matter what the mileage says. It's still not going to change. It is what it is, folks. Back to the tour. You've got the opposing sofas. It's a CDS floor plan, 37 CDS. These are all solid wood cabinets. Got all the books and manuals included. Real Corian countertops, which are a man-made marble. Got a microwave and a convection oven combo. You've got a stove top. All these floors in the past 19 years have been replaced with hardwood, real hardwood. This isn't the laminate. This is real hardwood. And then it's also been changed in the bedroom to hardwood as well, so that's not factory. Got an 8 cubic foot Norcold refrigerator freezer that works. Now, I don't know if the fridge is showing 40 degrees, 39 degrees, because I got it turned up all the way. And of course, the freezer, -7, -8. And I show you that, folks, because I know a lot of people say, hey, it's cold, it's ice cold. They stick their hand in the freezer, but you don't know that. And that's the best way I can think of to prove it to you that it works. Both roof airs have been replaced in the last 3 or 4 years. They're both almost brand new, so you don't have to worry about that. Table and chairs. You know, look at all the beveled glass. They all look great. There's no cracks in them. Countertop has no cracks, which is actually, for a 19-year-old motorhome, is very unusual. Most of these, when they get this age, develop stress cracks in the Corian countertops, but this one doesn't have it. As we walk back here, folks, walk through bathroom, got a glassed-in shower, got a skylight, got the padded headliner, no sagging, which means it hasn't leaked. Corian countertops. Private water closet. And you can see the vent up there, looks good. Big hanging wardrobe, hanging closet right here. Which, if I can get this, we've got a good sized closet right there. Plenty of hanging space. Of course, I know people don't wear dresses and suits anymore when they go RVing, but it's still nice to have that, just in case. You do have a washer and dryer setup in here. We can add one. Contact us for a price. You can put a stack washer and dryer in here. Not something I personally recommend unless you're going to live in it and going to be using it a couple times a week. It's certainly not worth the investment, and they are a little bit of a service headache too. So, but if you do have the need for a washer and dryer, contact your sales department. They'll give you a price on a washer and dryer installed. Again, folks, if you're going to do this, like operate this motorhome, like 90% of you just going to use it a few times a year, you're wasting your money on a washer and dryer. It's the biggest headache that you can have in an RV, in my personal opinion. But again, folks, it's up to you. You're the one buying it, not me. Back bedroom, you can see you got tons of space. And I believe that's the original factory bed cover from 1998, still in good shape. They've upgraded the TV up here, and it's got a little DVD player, a little HD TV with DVD player. And we're sitting on top of a 660 pound-feet torque Cummins turbo diesel right now, and you can see how quiet it is. Got a solid sliding door for privacy, so you can isolate the bedroom from the bathroom. You know, folks, like I said, it's not for everyone. You know, this is an older motorhome. You know, it is a little dated looking. It may not be for you. I mean, certainly you can get furniture reupholstered, and you can get window treatments changed out to modernize the look of it a little bit. But, you know, you're not buying this thing for the looks. You're buying it for the the dependability of the Cummins diesel. You're buying it for the rugged Frieghtliner chassis. You're buying it for the rugged Holiday Rambler construction that even the newer ones can't compete. This was back when Monaco owned Holiday Rambler, not Navistar like they do now. This is a totally different company, and this was back when stuff was built to last longer. And certainly the technology has changed in these RVs, the way that they're insulated, the equipment that they have, but the construction, this is kind of the old school style construction, and that's why you see so many older Holiday Rambler motorhomes still being used up and down the road every day, because they were built to last. And you know, this is a company that's been around. The Holiday Rambler name's been around for over 60 years, and they've been pretty much the name that all other RV manufacturers have compared their luxury motorhomes to for decades. Kind of like the Toyota Lexus of RVs. I mean, they're dependable, they're well made, they hold up very, very well. And it's only $34,900, folks, and you can buy a diesel, and you know, you're going to spend that on a gas burner with a slide out. And this is a chance to buy a high quality diesel for the same price as the gas burner. And I know the mileage may throw a few of you off. For most of you who know diesel motorhomes, you're not even concerned about that. I mean, it didn't even slow us down one bit when we bought it from the owner that had this thing. And he told us about it. We pulled the Carfax up, but when he sent us pictures of the condition of it, we couldn't turn it down, folks. It's that nice, that clean. You know, look at other. If you could line up 100 1998 Holiday Rambler Endeavors, if you could line up 100 of them in a row and look at every single one of them, folks, this will be in the top 3 as far as how clean it is, the condition of it. And trust me, folks, I look at RVs every day, even more than you do. And most diesels I see in this under 35 grand price range are junk. Stuff I would let my dog stay in. And the fact that this one's this nice and this clean, and that you're still able to buy it for this price, and the mileage and the year model, take that out of the equation, folks. The motorhome is what it is. It's a 37-foot diesel motorhome, Holiday Rambler quality, peaked aluminum roof. You've got no worries up there. Aluminum frame, steel in the cockpit, air suspension, air brakes, Frieghtliner chassis, Cummins diesel, Cummins Onan diesel generator, 7,500 watt. And I know it's not perfect, folks. I'm sure you come here, you're going to find cosmetic imperfections. It's a 20-year-old motorhome, folks. I'm not going to, or 19 years old. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. I mean, it was probably built 20 years ago, but it was sold as a 98 model. So, I mean, definitely, you know, if this is the price range you're wanting to be in for a diesel motorhome, this is a great choice. Now, if you can afford to spend an extra 20 grand, 25, 30 grand on top of this price range, I can sell you one maybe that's several years newer and may have a little bit less cosmetic imperfections and less mileage and all that stuff, but that's 30 grand more. And be honest with you, you can spend $300,000 and buy a brand new Holiday Rambler, and this one will do everything that new one will do for $34,900. And look at it this way too, folks. If you bought a brand new motorhome and you drive it off the new dealer's lot, doesn't matter if it's a gas, diesel, doesn't matter how much you negotiated them down on the price. When you buy a brand new motorhome, it doesn't matter if it's a cheap one, expensive one, when you drive it off at new dealer's lot, you lost enough on it in 5 seconds in depreciation when it became a used RV that you can buy this one free and clear. And in most cases, buy this one free and clear and put money in your pocket. The good thing about an older motorhome like this, folks, is that it's going to be worth what it is today for the next few years in the same condition it's in now. So if this is your first RV, you don't want to go out and buy a new one and lose $100,000 in the first year you own it. This is a great way to buy something, to use it for a couple of years, trade it, sell it, and get most of your money back. You're not going to lose near the amount of money you would on a later model or a brand new RV. And if you decide you don't like it, folks, or you don't like RVing, folks, you could resell this thing yourself to a retail buyer for the same price that I'm asking for it, unless the market crashes or something drastically changes in the next couple of years. I look for this thing to be worth $34,900 for a while. So all the depreciation's pretty much out of it, folks. And as this used RV shortage drags on, it may even go up in value. Because, folks, you got to realize, during the recession, back in the mid-2000s to 2010, 11, 12, these RV manufacturers cut their production by half or more. So they weren't selling as many new ones. So that means now, 10, 12 years later, there's not that many used ones. So the demand for used RVs that are in great condition, no matter the year model, are going to go up. And it's all supply and demand. When the supply is down and the demand is up, prices go up. And right now, folks, at any price, I'm having an incredible hard time finding diesel used motorhomes. I mean, I'm talking about stuff that normally I don't buy under 2000 models to resell because the banks have such limited financing, but now I'll take any diesel that's in good condition, that's reliable, that we can sell to our customers, one that we like and one that we like the condition of to sell to our customers. We'll buy it no matter what year model it is, as long as we can make a little money on it. So if you got one for sale, a diesel, and it's in as nice condition as this one or better, give us a call. We'll make you an offer for it, because they are hard to find. Anyway, $34.9. That's haggle-free, firm. It doesn't matter, folks, if you're paying cash, trade, or finance, or a mixture of the three. It's $34.9. Not only do you get probably one of the nicest 98 Endeavor, Holiday Rambler Endeavor 38 or 37 CDSs in the country, you get it after purchase. The way it works is after you purchase this RV, it's going to go into our shop. We're going to do an extensive major systems check. And I've already checked a lot of it for you. I know the fridge is cold, generator works, lights work, motor home runs. We drove it 500 miles up here. We know that part's fine, but we haven't checked the water system, propane, electronics, any of that stuff. So definitely, you're looking, all that stuff will be checked. We'll check the awnings, the jacks, the slide out system, and more. And of course, contact us for a list of everything that we inspect, and anything on that list, of course, that may not function, we're going to repair or replace at that $34.9 price at no additional cost to you before you pick it up, before we deliver. So after you purchase it, it's going to get in line to go into the shop. After the techs have gotten a hold of it, after it passes the inspection, it's been cleaned up and washed, we'll call you, set up an appointment, and when you get here for that appointment, the RV tech that checked it out is going to give you a personal one-on-one walkthrough demonstration, showing you how to operate everything. And of course, he'll tell you everything that he did to it as far as any repairs or anything like that he had to do. So just so you have knowledge of that. You can videotape them, of course, audio record them, however you want to do it. And, of course, that's all included for that $34.9. We call it the Option A haggle-free price. You also get a year of free camping, good up to 21 nights, up to 7 nights at a time for 1 year at select RV resorts nationwide. That's also included at no additional charge at $34.9. You get starter kits, 30-day temporary tag, good anywhere in the country, and more. $34.9. Out the door, plus sales tax, of course, if you're a Georgia resident. All out-of-state residents of course, will pay their state sales tax rate when you tag and title this motorhome at your local DMV office. All that's included for $34.9, folks. No surprises, no several $1,000s in after-sales fees like other dealers charge. $34.9. It doesn't matter if you want those services. It doesn't matter if you live 2 miles down the road or you live 2,000 miles down the road. The price is $34.9. Doesn't matter if you're here in person looking at it or looking at it on the internet. We went haggle free years ago. Our customers like it better that way because nobody likes spending hours and days going back and forth trying to negotiate price. We instead of marking this thing up to $44.9 or $39.9 and start negotiating prices to get down to where we're at now, we just went ahead and put the actual price that we're willing to sell it for and still do those services. $34.9. The only way we discount off that price, folks, is if you do what we call option B. Option B is you buy the motor home just like it sets, no walkthrough, no demonstration, no inspection. You know, we don't guarantee a thing to work in it. You know, basically you're buying it just like you see it in the video. Just like we buy when we buy from a for sale by owner or from a dealer. If, you know, as is, folks, if you take it and something doesn't work, you find out the next day something doesn't work, don't call us. It's yours. You bought it as is. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. As is, folks. There's no exceptions to that. In fact, the Federal Buyers Guide says there's only two choices, warranty or as is. You get one or the other, and since this is a 1998 model, folks, there's no warranty company that I know of will write a warranty on a 19-year-old motorhome. Most of them only go 13 years back, that's it. So, but you got to look at it this way, folks. If you take the option A price, and we make sure everything works on it, we show you everything works on it, chances are it's going to be that way for a while. So I'm not going to say you may never have to work on it, because as with any used vehicle, you're always eventually going to have to do repairs on it. You know, RVing is not a cheap hobby, and don't let anybody tell you any different. You want to live in an RV, it costs you more to do that than living in an apartment, folks. You know, don't let people pull the wool over your eyes and tell you it's cheaper to live in an RV. It's not. You do it for the experience. You don't do it to save money. You do it to see the country and all that, but it is going to cost you more than renting an apartment or a house. But at least your money's going towards something that you can keep versus something you just have to give up. But this is a nice motorhome. It's got a lot of life left to it. Be honest with you, I mean, I wouldn't, if this was what I was looking for, in the price range I was wanting to stay in a diesel, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it, just because of the way it's built and the name of the manufacturer. Anyway, give us a call. Our phone numbers are 706-965-7929. Thank you.